I want to thank everybody who's come in here today to see this plaque unveiled, and a special thank you to the people who supported it. History lovers, lovers of culture, lovers of Planet Tooting, all those who came on my walks, tours and talks and donated to make it happen. You've contributed to making this special community an even better place to live, more informed, more integrated, more conscious of where it's come from and where it's going. And let's hope that young people, like in the school opposite, are inspired by this to learn more about politics, about community, about getting switched on, and how they can make this country and the world a better place. So listen, let's hear a little bit more about why we are here and the extraordinary force that was Constance Cummings-John. And there's no better person to kick us off today than another extraordinary force, someone who epitomises everything that Mrs. Cummings-John strove to encourage and achieve. A strong woman leader dedicated to the service of her people as our Member of Parliament for the last 9 years. Here she is, the indefatigable Dr. Rosanna Allen Khan.
As a local MP, it is my absolute pleasure to be here today participating in this community history project linking our borough with an incredible woman from West Africa called Constance Cummings-John, who lived on this road for many, many years. Constance had an incredible life that spanned the 20th century, yet one that isn't widely known, like so many heroes. It's a story of courage, of determination, and the desire to improve the lives of others and do the very best for the people of her country, that is Sierra Leone. It was a life of firsts. At the age of 20, Constance was the first woman to be elected to a municipal council in Africa, and then the first black woman mayor of an African city. Really, think about what that would mean for a moment. Back then, all those years ago, all the struggles she would have had to endure, all the people she would have had to put in their place, though albeit with class. I mean, just think about it. It's hard enough now, especially being the first, female MP of Tooting. I literally, I'm sure I'd quake in her boots. She fought so hard for her people, campaigning for free education, cleaning up streets, running businesses, mobilising the youth, and attempting to reconcile with traditional opponents. Constance first came to London in 1935 to train as a teacher in Southfields. She was the first African student, imagine that, the first African student at her college. But sadly, during her time in Britain and in America, she experienced racism and intolerance. It just does remind us how far we have come. We still have a long way to go, still exists, it's still institutionalised, but we have really come a long way since then. Look at us all together. How beautiful is that? Constance used that discrimination as a way to fire political ambition. She rubbed shoulders with giants. Sylvia Pankhurst, Eleanor Roosevelt, Dr. Harold Moody, Paul Robeson, and other future leaders of newly independent African countries. And it's so fitting that we should celebrate this lady here on Planet Tooting. A vibrant, migrant-enriched part of London, filled with community spirit and mutually supportive people who celebrated the contribution of those who came from overseas to make their home here 3 years ago with a plaque on Tooting Market. With her concerns for the market women of Freetown, Constance would have loved that. When Constance was exiled here in the 1970s, she didn't sit back. She saw people from former colonies trying to settle at a time of rising racial tension and helped these new arrivals. She was the governor of several schools. She was an active member of the Labour Party and Cooperative Society. She would have really loved Batka and the spirit of the fun day, don't you think? She certainly would. The words on this plaque really do say it all. Educator, activist, pioneer of women's rights.
Constance Cummings-John, that just shows you how well respected she was. That only happened 6 months ago, but she is actually on the currency of her country.
Today I want to talk about how Constance Cummings-John's story has inspired me. When I first heard about her story, I was amazed by her sheer determination and resilience. Constance, despite many challenges that she faced, never gave up on her dream and kept on keeping her mission alive, her mission to make the world a better place. One thing that stood out to me, however, was her ability to turn adversity into an opportunity for growth. Her story reminds me that no matter where I come from, no matter where I start, or how tough things may seem, you can always rise above it. It's about believing in yourself and pushing forward, even when things get difficult. It's inspiring to know that someone like Constance Cummings, whose story was just so challenging, she had so many obstacles, but still managed to pave a way for others and to change their life for the greater good. She came to London and trained as a teacher in Wandsworth, returned to Africa in 1938 by the age of 20, and became the first ever elected female council in the African continent. In 1966, she became the first black female mayor of an African city in Sierra Leone, which was named Freetown. She was a businesswoman, a teacher, an activist, and spent the last 30 years of her life here as a school governor, involved in local politics and in an honourable pacifist cause. For me, she sums up the legacy of Tooting as a place where people from all walks of life can come together in harmony.
I'd like to share how Constance Cummings-John's story has deeply inspired me as well. What struck me the most was how she used her voice for change, despite all the struggles she encountered along the way. It takes a lot of courage to stand up for what's right, especially when the odds are against you. Her passion for education, equality, and making a difference in the world is something I will always carry with me. I admire how Constance has shown that true strength doesn't come from avoiding difficulties, but from facing them head on and learning from them. She's taught me that we all have the power to make an impact, no matter how big or small. And I think her story is a reminder to never stop believing in the power of change, no matter how challenging the journey may seem. Number 20 Broadwater Road was the home for a long time of Constance Cummings-John, a woman who had an incredible earlier life in Africa, and her inspirational story should be more widely known. Very ahead of her time, her achievements are almost unbelievable.
Big it up for the young people from Arizona, fantastic speakers. Honestly, I go to the Backer peace ceremony and I've heard students from the school talking there and they have always got something to say, something important to say. Thank you very much, girls. Now, listen, we are getting very close to the big moment, but just finally, one more very big thank you, and it is basically to the Arizona Educational Trust for allowing us to do this today, to showcase this unique history, and everybody involved in Batka and St. Augustine's Church for allowing us to be part of the wonderful Community Fun Day. And once you've seen the plaque and you've got the photos, I encourage you all to stick around, meet your neighbours, make friends, eat some delicious food, and find out about some of the great work being done by local charities and organisations, and make sure you do go home with a Constance souvenir programme. Now listen, it's time to unveil the plaque, and I'm going to invite, first of all, members of the Cummings-John family to come forward to unveil this plaque. Dennis, Hilton, Ayamidi, come on, we need you here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.